Hello, hello, hello. Oh, can you see me? Yes, you can see me. You see my little grandma too. Look at her. Look at her. Yeah, guys. Hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I had no other time than I could go live, and I have, if you haven't noticed, been MIA for 2 days. Um, Pretty much unintentionally. Oh, Instagram, you can't see my little grandma in the background. But we're here. We are here. Let me know if you can see me, if you can hear me. I should be on Instagram, Instagram. I should be on Facebook. I should be on YouTube. It's 6:13 in the evening here. And if you don't know me, my name is Tennille, and I guide people through reclaiming their identity and designing a full life after diagnosis. Okay, so that's what we're here to do. It is May 21st, the 21st day of Lupus Awareness Month. So on Monday, I had a guest. We were talking about fitness and all those things using their really cool OM suit. I'm sorry, that was Monday. Then Tuesday, I was traveling, and that is what today's episode is going to be about, traveling with lupus. Now, I've spoken about this a lot on my show because I travel a lot. However, I'm going to keep talking about it because it's way more of a challenge than it would be if it was just able-bodied person or you. Like, it's as if, you know what, like people who travel with kids a lot of the times talk about like how, oh, it's so much work because you have kids. It's the same thing, except for you are your kid. Like lupus is your baby child kid. Look at my little grandma. She's so cute. Instagram, I don't think you can see her, but yeah, it's just the angle isn't wide enough. But yeah, so lupus is my child that I look after while I travel. Traveling with lupus is very different than just taking a quick trip. Recovery has got to be a part of that trip. You got to schedule that in. That is why, you know, having a traditional 9 to 5 job can be challenging when you have a chronic illness to take care of as well. So, traveling with lupus is hard. I wrote down a few of the things that you get to think about when you are traveling with a chronic illness, right? So, traveling, as much as every doctor I've ever had told me not to do it, I still do it. The warning was because I have a history of blood clots, and those can really be exacerbated with traveling, getting in different altitudes, and the blood flow changes when you're up in the air. It can trigger fatigue, extra fatigue, swelling, lots of swelling. When I first started traveling with lupus, I had no idea about the swelling, didn't know to wear compression stockings. No one really told me, but compression stockings are a must. It can trigger joint pain. And this trip, I did have some joint pain. It was not horrible, but it was great. It wasn't great. Joint pain, dehydration. I went to Denver. Denver is very much a dry state. It's like 100. I don't remember how, a mile above sea level or something. I don't remember. We're in the clouds. We're in the sky. There's mountains there that you can see when you're driving around, and it's just dry. Like some people that I was with were like, "Why am I so itchy?" I was like, "How much lotion have you used?" Because your skin just goes dry. So sleep disruption. There's a time zone difference for me. I'm on the East Coast. I'm usually in Georgia. It was 2 hours behind my normal time zone, so I was tired before everybody else, anyways. Stress on the immune system. Any kind of travel is any kind of like uncertainty can be stress on the immune system, and that I don't mind that. Like I'm constantly checking in with myself. My friends know to check in with me. I understand that my body's just going to have some challenges, and I'm fine with it. And skin dryness and sensitivity, like I said before. Denver is very close to the sun. The elevation makes it so that the sun is kind of right there. Actually, on the plane, I spoke to a lady who said that she visits her parents in Georgia often, and she grew up in Georgia, and she feels like every time she goes back to Denver, or like when she's in Denver, goes back home, she looks older. She has like fine lines and stuff like that because the sun being so close when she's in Denver. Oh, thank you so much. I did do all the things. I still did. I did the things with as little complaining as mustard, right? So I wonder if that's true because it's closer to the sun. It is a little harder to breathe. Breathing helps you to be younger. Staying out of direct sunlight helps you to look younger. My skin was not as amazing. It was pretty dry, if I'm honest. Like it was pretty dry, and I was drinking hydration packets and that kind of stuff because we were on the move a lot. I didn't even get to go hiking like we had planned. And my skin was still going through it. Like extra sunscreen, extra hydration, extra rest. Like maybe not sleeping, but laying still counts as rest because I definitely didn't get the sleep that I would have liked to have gotten. So let me do some important facts now. Sharing. Okay, so stress plus lack of rest can contribute to flare-ups. Me specifically, I know for a fact that my lupus flares have been due to stress. I'm good at handling a lot of stress. And like, what is that skill? That's not, like, who cares about that skill? But I am generally pretty good at it. But there is a breaking point, and I can usually feel it coming. Usually it has, for me, my flare, like big major flare-ups are 3 consecutive, really big, hard things. So it's usually been I total a car, not necessarily me, but like my car gets totaled. Once it was by a hurricane. Once it was I was really sick and passed out behind the wheel. And those, and in conjunction with 2 other major things. There was like, one was a death in the family and graduation and finals. One was like having a really destructive physical altercation, all kinds of stuff. But stress and lack of rest together, for me, flare. So when you are traveling, prepare for those things, right? Prepare for, the certainty that you have in your home is definitely going to be off. It's not going to be like, at 12 o'clock you do this, and at 1 o'clock you do this, and this is your schedule, whatever. Be very flexible and get some extra rest before you go, because being out doing what I was doing, we were not getting rest. We were going to sleep late and waking up early and working really hard, which I love. I just am mindful of what my body's going to think of that. So before and after, I needed those days. I needed that travel day to just focus on getting to where I needed to get to. And I needed that recovery day to be horizontal more than normal, right? I'm not afraid of doing a podcast from my bed. I'm not. I'll do it. That's one of the perks of doing the things that I do. But see this little lady right here? I guess Instagram, you can't see it. But YouTube and Facebook, I know you can see this little tiny lady right here. I know that on Thursdays, specifically, I'm home alone with her. So I need to have myself all the way prepared to be alert and be able to take care of her the best that I can. So I needed yesterday to relax. Altitude in dry climates can worsen dehydration. And by the time you're thirsty, you're already more dehydrated than you think you are. I didn't realize that the climate change would really make me so dehydrated. But I was drinking like the hydration packs, like the liquid IV type things, or, and drinking way more water than normal because I was thirstier than normal. It was like a little chilly. So it wasn't like I was sweating, but it felt like that dehydration of when you are sweating. And my skin, like I could not get my legs. If y'all notice, people do comment on it a bit, like that the bottom halves of my legs, like calves, ankles type of area, are way darker than the rest of me because I've had like a history of a lot of blood clots, and the skin there where I've had blood clot involvement is just drier. it's always drier and it's darker. So it's sensitive to like moisturizing and climate changes. So like I was constantly oiling up, lotioning up, oiling up, lotioning up, and drinking the water just to keep myself hydrated. Um, so travel, I love it when people talk about traveling and they don't have a chronic illness, they don't have lupus, and they are like, yeah, I'm flying in and then I go straight to this meeting and then I would love for that to be the way that my body works and it to be the way my life works. I'm just aware that I get to the event early so that I have recovery time. I'm putting aside a day after I get home at least so that I can rest because I need recovery time, right? Like, God forbid something happens with the flights and I go in right the day of or the day, like the night before or something like that. It's not great. However, I've built that stuff into my schedule and into my life because I know what I need. Do not be ashamed. Do not be afraid to give yourself what you need. Lupus is your pet, is your child, is a part of your life right now. So if you have it, or if you know someone who has it, remind yourself that you need a little more recovery time. You need a little bit more leeway. You are not any less because you're aware of limitations that your body has right now. Okay. Like I'm, praying for the days that I might not need extra days to get and go places, right? Right now, that's not it. And I know to feel my best, to do my best, to show up and be the person that people expect me to be professionally, I need an extra day. So now I'm talking about professionally. I'm going to, even though this is about travel, but the reason that I was traveling is because I was there for a conference, for a business conference. Now, flexible work like this, I can do this podcast, and I can do it from a hospital bed. I can do it from a boardroom. I can do it from my bedroom. I can do it in the living room with my grandmother right now. It's so important to find work that will pay you no matter where you are. When I did my first network marketing company, my first sign up I got that wasn't like my dad, was I was laying in a hospital bed, and someone called me back to tell me that they were ready to sign up. And me and my mom just broke down in tears because what do you mean? I'm laying in a hospital. I think I had like pneumonia or something. I've had pneumonia like 6 times. But I'm laying in a hospital bed and they called me back to say that they would sign up, and I got paid for that sign up, laying flat on my back in a hospital bed. So for me and for the people who I speak to, flexible work is very important to have. I love thinking about or, having sometimes a 9-to-5 situation. It's just not super reliable when your body is not super reliable. Okay. Like I've gone a long time without a major flare up, right? I have. And technically I could be in a 9-to-5 situation right now. However, God forbid a flare up comes along and knocks me on behind again. What am I going to do? How the bills are still going to come in regardless if I'm in the hospital or not, right? So I would advise every chronic illness person, every person to have at least a couple of backup incomes, okay? To have a couple of streams of income that allow you the flexibility to do them when you're down and out, to do them, with a team, to do them where you don't have to stress about, what your income is, where it's going to come from, like some residual income, some, something that doesn't depend on what you're doing when you are sick. So you can allow yourself that recovery time. I build my work around my health. Like I'm talking about my health right now. I'm talking about, tips and tricks and ways to be a useful member of society, even if you have whatever kind of illness. And I have other ideas, like work ideas. If anybody needs those resources, I definitely have those. Yeah. So I just had to stop building my life around pretending that I didn't have any illness, or like to save face, or to feel like, to keep up with the Joneses, whoever they are. Like I don't do that anymore, and I will never do that again. It's a part of my life. It's just not my whole life. Who am I? I'm Tennille. I guide people through reclaiming their identity and designing a full life after diagnosis. Who are you? Hi. Hi, Donna. Wow. I'm just gonna say hi a lot, huh? So, let's see. What else? Now, I already mentioned skin stuff, right? Remember that some of your medications might interact with your the climates that you're going to, right? So like remember there's a huge booklet that comes with every medication that explains different side effects that it might have. Now, when you're traveling to a different climate, to a different time zone, taking your medications on time and with the right amount of hydration, with the right amount of food could change, right? So be mindful of that kind of stuff. Look it up beforehand, like how is the time difference going to hurt or help you? The different types of climate, the dryness, the humidity, that kind of stuff. How does your body react to that? Think about those things when you're traveling. And yeah, just rest after you travel. Stop trying to be a super person. You're going to be way more useful after you actually take care of yourself, okay? Now, do you hear grandma singing? Do you hear that? That's so cute. So I'm going to ask some questions like I've been doing lately, and I love it. The answers are really fun. So does travel wipe you out, or are you cool with traveling? Do you travel? Have you, so that's 2 questions. Third question, did you have to build your career around your chronic illness, your health, your success in that way? Or are you still doing a 9 to 5? And what's your biggest travel struggle with chronic illness? So those are my questions. I love the inboxes. You can comment on any of these platforms and let me know what any of those answers are. I'm just curious. It's good to get this kind of insight so I can build the episodes that you guys are needing. Yeah, so I'm still out here learning how to honor my body while I honor my career and grandma's singing. All of it, right? Like I'm down to take tips and tricks from you guys. So whatever it is that you do when you're traveling, I would love to know. I'd love to trade tricks of the trade, right? And I wish you happy traveling. Have a great day. Stay happily healed. We're gonna be traveling until forever and ever. Amen. Lupus is not gonna slow us down. Okay. All right. Let's keep it up, guys. Have a great day. Bye. Listen to grandma singing.